Hattie and I am back with part 2 of the future home which I'm going to be building. So this is the interior for the build, and the interior is very basic and rather industrial, and I did put in a lot of steampunk items. I put in some pipes as well. I found some amazing pipes which I never saw before, and they're just these really big ones that you can attach to walls, and they just looked amazing, so I put quite a lot of those in. Apologies for any noise you might be able to hear in the background. For some reason, my place where I live at the moment is so incredibly windy, and what's happening, sounding like there's a cyclone outside or something. It's so incredibly noisy. But anyway, so this was the flooring that I used. I used a metal floor, which is very unlike me, but I thought that carpet and wood wouldn't really go with this build, and that's the effect that I wanted to have for it. I thought that it really suited the outside of the build, and for all the balconies, I think I used the same sort of wood. In fact, no, I used the roofing for the balconies. But yeah, so out of recyclable material. I think I said that right again. I'm not sure though. But I can remember going to a shop a while ago when I went shopping in Birmingham in England. That was near where I used to live. I actually used to live near Worcestershire, well, in the region of Worcestershire. So not Birmingham, just slightly off of Birmingham in the countryside. That's where I used to live. But I can remember going to Birmingham shopping one time, and there was this shop right there, and it was called, what was it called? I can't even remember now. But anyway, so what it used to sell was, it used to sell recycled goods. So I used to buy pencil cases that were made out of old tyres, and I also used to buy, this was amazing, I used to buy little notepads that were made out of computer parts, and they were compressed, and it looked amazing. Honestly, if I could take some pictures and show you, I would. I just can't find them anywhere. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and my book that I had for a while actually looked very similar to the flooring of this build, so I thought that would actually fit quite well, and I like that. The wallpaperings are very mismatched, and I thought that would be because it would be out of whatever materials the family can get hold of. And it's the same with the furniture. The furniture was a real blend between modern and traditional, and I think that would be maybe recycled furniture, or maybe furniture made out of recycled goods. And the furniture itself might also be very traditional and quite old, some of it, because if it is recycled, if there is a chair available, then it might just be in the build. You know, if you see a chair on a tip or something, you might take it home, reupholster it, do something with it, and that's what I would imagine the family would do here. This was a kitchen area, so the kitchen was actually very small. It did actually have a nice seating area though, and I think that I would imagine maybe 2 people to live in this home. I'd really like a couple to live here, I think. Maybe a family as well, but I think it would be a perfect couple home, maybe a starter home for a family, but of course it's not a starter home, because a starter home would mean that it was under 20,000 simoleons, and it isn't. But I have recreated a larger version of this home, so if you do want to see this home in a 40 by 30 version, I will be doing a similar build, but it is different as well because it's not so steampunky. The next one I'll be sharing, in fact the next one is just a very modern, clean, modern home, really. There's not many ways I can describe it, but I just wanted to do a modern house. I've been wanting to try things for a while that are just different, and I think I will try out a lot more modern architecture because I like doing it. I enjoy it. It's creative. It's something different. So I enjoy doing this house. They were the pipes that I was talking about. So I had a lot of fun putting those in and finding places that they would really fit well. I put some pans just above the kitchen wall there just to give it quite a nice effect, just to make it look like a kitchen more or less, and the pans were there, they just kind of happened to be there. This was the seating area, so I would imagine maybe the couple would be here. Maybe after a long day at work or something, they would just sit down at this table which has been recycled. I keep saying that. I'm just going to keep saying that throughout because I really like that. I like that about the build. But yeah, so I was just imagining a lot of things happening here. I think I'd love to try this house out and see what sort of family that would live here. If you do actually want to make a family for this home and specifically for it, I'd love to see it. If you want to share it on Twitter, or if you have me on the Sims 4 gallery, then you can use my hashtag HattySims or Hatties, and I will have a look at it. Because I love seeing people's creations and people's Sims that they make for the builds that I make. It's just really interesting for me to see. So what I was doing at this point is I was just putting in some surfaces. I thought that the surfaces in the house was really lacking at this point, and I thought as well that it just needed some general storage areas, even though they were probably never going to be used in this build whatsoever. I just still like to think about it. I still like to think that the family would have some things to put away, and I think it's important. I think it's important for a house like this to have storage. I always struggle with my house at the moment because it doesn't have many storage places. We don't have any wardrobes. We only have these pop-up ones because we don't know how long we're going to be here for. We don't want to invest in big wardrobes because we did that last time in Switzerland. We're only there for about a year, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, renting is one option, but I don't know how it is in Germany, and you never know what you're going to get as well, so I'm just not sure on that. And yeah, so that's what I did. And what I was doing as well is I was making sure to add lots of lights around the build. I like the wireless ones. What are they called? Are they called camera lights? I don't know. I've actually got one of those on my wedding list. The one that you saw downstairs, the silver one, which is standing up on 3 legs. I have almost an exact replica of that on my wedding wish list. So for my wedding, I think it's already been bought actually. I think somebody bought that me for a wedding gift, and that will come in amazingly at some point. So yeah, I will match this house. My house will match this one light-wise. So that should be good. This was the seating area, so I wanted to include a place where the family could sit, or at least the couple could sit. I just wasn't sure. I just wanted this to be a really relaxed environment, and I thought using some outdoor furniture upstairs would go really well. I thought about a hot tub, but it just wasn't big enough for a hot tub, and it was only when I did Eco Home that I remembered I put a sauna outside, and then I thought to myself afterwards, well, how would that actually work? I don't think about those kind of things. I really don't think about them, and I think practically it wouldn't be a good idea. But I mean, on The Sims, anything can happen. But I just think it looked better without. So this was a bathroom in here. There are 2 bathrooms to this build, and there are also 2 bedrooms. So you'll see that. So I had a little guest room as well, a little guest bedroom. I think, I'm not sure. I put in one of those future showers. I've never tried one of those out. I've never had one of my Sims try those out. I think they look really interesting though, so I thought I would include that just for this sort of style of it. I like it, so I put that in. Then what I was doing is I was adjusting the paintings and things. I enlarged a lot of the paintings, mainly because I didn't really like the choice that we had. A lot of the choice that we get with stuff packs, game packs, expansion packs are very bright choices, very fluorescent colours. I mean, the movie hangout stuff is one of my favourite stuff packs, and I absolutely adore the stuff that came with that. But practically for this build, I just don't think that it would be a good idea to use any of it. I wanted to go with this colour scheme of grey, cream, maybe a few whites, but not a lot, and just brownie colours. So anything that would just blend in together, that's what I wanted to use, and I wasn't really happy with anything else. So not a lot of the other paintings went really well. This was the last bedroom in here, so this bedroom is going to be the master bedroom. I thought I would include this bed because I wanted it to look bland in here. As terrible as that sounds, because that sounds pretty terrible. But yeah, I intended that to happen. I thought having a bland main bedroom would just go really well. And I didn't want it to be for any specific gender as well. I just wanted it to be just gender neutral, and I love that about some of my builds, the fact that it can have that too. So this build does have that, I think anyway, or at least I tried to do that. And I did put in some bookcases. I actually didn't include any of the bookcases in this build. I was actually quite shocked because I got upstairs and I thought to myself, hang on, I've only just included bookcases now. I haven't actually included any, and that is a complete first for me because, I mean, it was almost touch and go whether there'd be any bookcases in this build, which would be worrying. But anyway, that is the end of the build, so I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you all soon.